everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Magical Jill, and today I have two special guests on my channel.
Jolly J and Negative Nate. Oh yeah.
Special is the correct word.
They are very special, yes. And today we're going to be talking about the Gen 1 coolest designs for Pokemon, which is really exciting.
You're going to actually make multiple top 5s on this, because there's a lot of good Pokemon from each generation, and you were going to do 10, but it would just be way too long.
Yeah, that's true. It would be a little too long. So today we're just doing a top 5.
Nate, you're a master of knowing what is and is not too long. So, you actually helped us
I'm
determine.
mainly on the edge of what isn't too long,
Yeah.
but I am a master, yes.
Oh,
I appreciate
no.
you being here. So, before we hop into it, if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you leave the video liking Nate and I more than Jill, we're always doing, Let's Plays together on Degenerate Plays. That's in the description.
And I'm going to be doing more Pokemon videos on my channel.
Yay!
And you don't do Pokemon videos on your channel, so obviously
And
I'm
my
the better...
audience won't watch them.
I'm the better eligible person to subscribe to, obviously.
Very true. Well, let's start it out and hop into it with number 5.
Number 5! So number 5 is going to be Gengar, which is really awesome. And I wanted to pretense this with the fact that, these are not going to be in any particular order. So I don't really want to get a bunch of crap in the comments like, oh, you like this Pokemon more than this Pokemon? Because they're just kind of on the list. I just wanted to talk about Pokemon I liked.
Nate, log out your alts right now on
Oh,
YouTube.
dang it.
We can't be giving Jill crap on
I have
this
25 of them. I'll
Well, that
log out.
sucks. So what do you like about Gengar so much? Because this is one of Nate and my favorite Pokemon. I think we'll probably have a bit to say here.
I really like that he's kind of a fat little dude. And
Wow, body shaming.
He kind of looks like a little balloon with legs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's
and I
very
think
cute.
it's really cute.
He's supposed to be scary. He's not really scary, but also there are times where he does actually look kind of creepy. I mean, they do a good job in the earlier generations, like Gen 1 and 2, making him look creepy.
Mhm.
But I also have the Build-A-Bear plush of this guy.
And he's adorable.
Because he's kind of just a little poof ball with spikes on his back. I thought was neat.
I also think that evolution for him is the best. I don't really...
out of
Like
Ghastly.
the Mega Evolution, or...
I think she's saying out of Ghastly Haunter
Oh, I see, okay,
and
I
Gengar
see,
that you
okay.
like that third version the most.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that third version the most because even though I like the first two, I feel like Gengar is the most... I don't know.
Memorable.
Yeah,
He's the
most
most memorable
memorable
and iconic.
and really cute, and I just really like him, and he obviously has probably the best powers out of all three of them too, since he's like the highest tier.
Nate, what do you think about Gengar? I know you love this
One thing I love about his design is I love he has, hair on his head.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at him, he has, these little spikes coming out. It's, really funny. But also, what made me really like Gengar and his design was actually in the show.
Mhm.
Do you remember the episode where, he was in, that house? And then Gengar was in there, haunting them with Ghastly and Haunter.
Yeah, we actually have a clip of that, I think,
yeah.
in this video where Ash was getting pranked by them, and they pranking
Pranked,
people who
got
came
him.
into the house.
Yeah.
Back then, pranks weren't pretending to kidnap someone and murder their family in front of them.
It's just a prank, bro.
That wasn't really the culture back then.
Yeah, no,
that's the
that
pranks
episode
I
was
do.
great. That episode was great, and also it made me love Gengar. I love his smile too.
Yeah, he has a very big,
It
cute
reminds
smile.
me of the Cheshire Cat smile.
Jill, what did you think about his tongue? Now I think
I love his tongue game.
Nate and I love it, but one thing I really like about the design of him is that in the original, with Ghastly, he's just a floating head.
Uh-huh.
And then in Gengar, or I should say Haunter, then he's a floating kind of ghost with arms, and he now has a tongue that he sticks out all the time.
Yeah.
And then as Gengar, he now has legs as well, and he has that big tongue. So I really like that it's very clearly a progression.
Well, I'm pretty sure his girlfriend's pretty happy too.
Yeah,
Oh.
with his
boyfriend.
progress.
Yeah, that he keeps getting more and more limbs as he progresses. I'm kind of wondering, what limb is he gonna get next in his next evolution?
Well, for Mega, he just basically goes back into the ground, and he's just huge.
Well, I was kind of hoping for a different limb to come out of him, to be
Oh
honest
my
with
gosh,
you.
well,
But-
fair enough.
But I don't know. I mean, he certainly has a tongue. I wasn't particularly thinking of reviewing Gengar's tongue when I first
You
put
told
him
me
on the
you
list.
told me you wanted to talk about their designs and the specifics of their design, so I brought up the tongue. I'm sorry, it's a very specific example that's
We're not
always
talking about that here.
stuck out to me.
I kind of think you just have a tongue fetish because, one of your favorite Pokemon is Lickitung.
Well,
Moving on to
there's
number
nothing
4.
wrong with that.
Move on to number 4.
Number 4. So for number 4, we have Rapidash, and I am a huge fan of Rapidash in general. I think ponies are just so adorable and cute. And this is the original Rapidash, so like the fiery version. And I love it so much. I love that it's got like the red fire for a mane and the fire for a tail.
And this one has a unicorn spike. What
Yes.
would you call horn?
Yeah, a unicorn horn, and it's really awesome. And I really like that eventually, very many generations later, they take Rapidash and they also make it more of a traditional unicorn with the Galarian version of it.
I was just gonna show you that.
Yeah, and I absolutely love the Galarian version of Rapidash.
What are your thoughts on Rapidash, Nate?
I like Rapidash a lot. I think it's cool. It's one of those iconic designs, like iconic Pokemon from like the original one. You already mentioned though, but I love like the fire mane, especially in like the show when like the Rapidash's group of them are like racing across the screens and stuff. You just see like a bunch of fire coming from all of them.
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode from Classic Pokemon, not to bring up an episode every time, but where Ash is racing someone and he's on a Ponyta, and then his Ponyta evolves into Rapidash?
Yeah, I remember that. That was awesome.
So Rapidash has always kind of stood out to me because it was very much a hype reveal, at least in the anime, of its design.
Yeah.
If you had or hadn't played the games, it was one of those things that really stood out as a memorable moment. And you guys mentioned the fire mane. I like the tail, too.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Because the tail kind of matches that fire mane.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of fire Pokemon in general, and I feel like Rapidash is really special to me for a lot of reasons, because I love horses and I like fire Pokemon a lot.
Something I really like about Rapidash is that later generations, not to, take a dunk on them, but some of those Pokemon in later generations, they tried to make a just average Pokemon based off an average animal, and it's really boring. There are certain Pokemon where it's like, well, what if we make a fish? And it's the most boring thing ever.
Yeah.
This Pokemon, they just basically said, what if we make a fire horse? And they still managed to make it memorable.
Yeah, and it's really cool.
So
yeah.
I think that it goes to show that you can have any concept, and if you put enough effort into it, even a simple design like this, it's very memorable to people.
Yeah, and iconic. It's really awesome. I really love that about the Gen 1 Pokemon is they're very, very iconic, and you still see them to this day in games. Number 3! Number 3 is Raichu, and I know I'm going to get a lot of crap for this one. Well, why isn't Pikachu on the list?
You and I argued about that. I said that I was surprised you didn't do Pikachu for this.
Well, I want everybody to know I think Raichu is cuter. So
Wow.
I put Raichu on the list instead of Pikachu because I like Raichu more.
I think Nate really likes Raichu as well.
I'm happy I have a fellow Raichu fan, because I've always liked Raichu more than Pikachu.
I think Raichu's
I like
ears are
Pikachu
adorable.
too. I love Pikachu.
They're tied
but
for
I'm
me.
saying I also love Raichu.
Yeah, they're very tied for me because the thing with Pikachu is I feel like he will be in a future list because he is the face of the brand.
He's iconic.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the Pokemon mascot, both in world and in our world.
Oh.
Yeah.
You go in the anime world, you go in the games world, you go in the manga world, Pikachu everywhere.
Even like boomers know who Pikachu is.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, my mom thought Kirby was a Pokemon, and even she knew who Pikachu was.
Right.
So, I think that goes to show it. But something I really like about Raichu is that his tail, it goes... So, the original Pikachu tail is a thunderbolt just coming right out of his butt. And now the Raichu tail is almost a line, and then it has a thunderbolt on the end as like an end cap to the tail.
It's
Yeah.
really cute.
I'm not sure what you call it, but I really love that about the design.
He looks kind of like a little mouse that you would see in a fairyland with like his cute little spirally ears.
Yeah, the ears are really neat.
And I really like that he is based off of thunder and lightning with his design, how you can tell like, oh, that's a lightning type Pokemon.
I also like that you can tell that he comes from Pikachu, but he's not just Pikachu, but bigger.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
yeah.
What did you guys think about the original, by the way, not as an aside, but I'm just wondering, the Raichu and Pikachu designs? Because Pikachu started out as fat, right? And now he's been really slimmed down. I like both. But
I like chubby Pikachu.
And Raichu's kind of kept that chub.
I
all
love
the way
Raichu.
through.
I love Raichu's chub. That's one of the reasons why Raichu is on this list is because Raichu is major chubbums,
Major
McDoublums.
we pick a lot of them, like Gengar and Raichu, that are these balls.
Right.
They're like
Because
a
they're
ball
cute.
fat.
You guys have like a ball fetish.
Yeah.
And this is a design of him with the Alolan Raichu. And you actually see this a lot in the new Pokemon Snap game, where you'll be like going around on this beach and Raichus are on this beach. But what they do is they actually give him like a surfboard.
Oh,
So
his tail.
he literally rides his tail.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like literally floating in the air and like surfing around on the water and stuff.
So they're
That is
still
really cute.
they're still
Amazing.
finding ways to innovate on Raichu.
It is amazing.
I think he's really an underrated
Yeah.
Pokemon.
He's awesome.
And as you're going around, it's just like, aw. I also love Raichu's like cheeks.
Yeah, they're so
they're
cute.
funny.
Yeah, I think I love those.
He also has gigantic feet like a bunny, where
Yeah.
I feel like he could hop around. And I'm a big fan of bunnies in general, and Raichu to me feels like a bunny and a mouse mixed together with electricity, and I find that really cute and fun.
I'm really shocked this design never caught on more. Everybody
Yeah.
talks about Pikachu. No one ever talks about Raichu.
But Raichu's adorable.
And the coloring is also really good too. I mean,
Mhm.
I like the way that it mixes orange with brown, with black, with yellow, and this tan. Whereas Pikachu, Pikachu's great, but it has a fairly simple color scheme. It's mainly yellow and black and a little bit of red on the cheeks, and that's it.
Yeah.
I just think Raichu is a more complicated, chonkier Pikachu who's
Right.
bigger. And even when you see them in the anime and stuff, I also like the route they go with in the anime, where they say, well, Raichu is bigger and more powerful, but Pikachu's faster.
Mhm.
And there's benefits to both of those things. A lot of the times in the games, it's just, you evolved your Pokemon, now it's better.
Right.
So I really liked that with Raichu's
Yeah.
design. It made sense in the anime to say, well, he's chonkier, he's not going to be as fast.
Yeah.
But he's more powerful.
Right.
And personally, I'm a power kind of girl. I like my Pokemon to be very powerful.
You like to be absolutely powered in,
Yes.
overpowered.
Yes, I do, definitely. Number 2! For number 2, we have Wartortle. And you may be thinking again, well, why didn't you do Squirtle? Why is Wartortle on this list and not
That's what
Squirtle
Nate
or,
was thinking.
or
'cause Nate-
Blastoise?
I was thinking Blastoise
Your
because I
favorite
love
is that one.
Blastoise.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody pull up a picture of Wartortle right now.
I already have one. I'm already ahead of the game.
Wartortle to me is Raichu but water, if that makes sense. Like adorable ears, kind of chonky, like this small cute little thing with like a water themed tail. And I love the cute little turtle shell. Oh my gosh, I think it's so adorable.
Nate and I argue about this one because I like this more than Squirtle. I think to Nate, even though he still loves this design, didn't you say this is your least memorable out of the three?
Of the three, yeah, this is my least favorite one.
The reason I disagree on that is because I really like it's basically Squirtle still, but with more details.
That's what I like
And
about it, yeah.
I really like that you can tell it's inspired by things like wind spirits, and it also even has the almost Hermes-like ears, where it's got those kind of wing-like ears on its head almost.
And its tail is like waves from the ocean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that those kinds of designs are really cool. Now, I do agree. I think, Nate said it best previously when we were talking that this pretty much just is Squirtle. It just has a few different designs. They probably could have added more to him, but I personally think he's a lot more memorable.
I also specifically really like the shiny version of Wartortle.
The greenish one.
Yeah, with like the little bit of purple.
Yeah.
I think that is so pretty and cute. I really love the shiny version, and that's one of my most desired shinies to have at some point is a shiny Wartortle.
And I randomly caught one on Pokemon Go somehow.
Yeah, and I'm jealous because it is so cute. I love the little green
That's
ears and the
cool,
purple
yeah.
body. It is adorable, and I don't know. I just really like the way that Pokemon looks. It just makes me happy.
What are your thoughts on him, Nate? Negative Nate.
Negative Nate got him. Well, since I'm very negative, I hate this.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
No,
that makes
I
sense.
don't know. I mean, I like Wartortle a lot. I think my favorite part about him actually is the ears.
Mm-hmm.
They're
I
cute.
do really like those. Those are really cute. And I do find it weird, even though my favorite is Blastoise, I do find it weird that he lost those ears.
Yeah.
And also, if you go from Squirtle to Wartortle to Blastoise, Squirtle has like a roundish tail, and then Wartortle gets like a wave tail,
Mhm.
and then Blastoise has like a normal turtle tail.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
kind of
like,
found that weird.
so it's kind of like, what's up with the tail here?
I kind of wished Blastoise would have kept the ears and the tail from Wartortle, but then just also gained the, like, shooty things that we can't mention.
Wartortle looks like an odd one out. That's
Yeah.
what's weird is you either have to go Squirtle, Wartortle, something totally different, or you have to do Squirtle, something totally different than Blastoise.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not really an evolution line that I think makes a ton of sense.
No.
It's iconic, and I think everyone accepts it because it's G1, obviously, so people are just like, well, it's the classic. But I do think it's one of those evolution lines where you look at it and you're like, how did you get from here to here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I guess that's why I really like Wartortle, because he's very unique.
And you think he fits Squirtle?
And I think he really fits Squirtle, and it makes me sad that a lot of his really unique design elements just kind of go away in the next evolution, so I find Wartortle to be extremely special.
I wish that, like I said, I really wish that we could have gotten both. I wish Wartortle had maybe been part of a different evolution line.
Yeah. Like, why did your Wartortle eat 3 other Squirtles and become
then cut
gigantic?
his whole ears off.
Yeah.
And then he got pew-pew things on his back, too.
Number 1! Yay! Number 1! Woo! Okay, so for number 1, drum roll, everybody, drum roll.
You have to show footage during this, so you should probably get to it.
Okay, well, it's Charizard, and everybody loves Charizard. I want you guys to talk about why you love Charizard so much first before I get into my thing.
Okay, well, this is probably, I don't want to say, I'm torn. I'm like, it's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. It might be my favorite Pokemon of all time, with one of my favorite variations of all time, which is Charizard, Mega Charizard X. That's not really what we're talking about here, but I just wanted to throw it out there because I love the variants of this.
I would also like to mention that I also really love Mega Charizard because the black is so cool. I love the going from orange to going to black scales sort of thing. I just find that really cool.
Then there's the other version of Mega Charizard where it's got the more sleeked back dragon head.
That one's
and
my
it's
favorite.
Orange. So Charizard's got all these different designs to him. I know we're mainly talking about the original one. The original one is a classic. This is another face of the brand. Charizard is iconic. Now he's got the blue wings, he's got the orangish body, this sort of, I would say, tannish, yellowish tummy, and he's got the flame on the end of his tail. I think Charizard might have the most consistent, best evolution line out of the 3 original starters. Out of Charmander, Venusaur, and Squirtle, I think he has the most consistent through line of designs going from Charmander to Charmeleon to Charizard.
Yeah, I feel like I can definitely see like him being a little baby and growing up into a Charizard from that instead of, well, let's cut his ears off and cut his tail off too. And I don't know where he got the pew-pew sticks from, but he got them.
Well, and can I also mention, this is one of those characters that was always a treat when he'd show up in the anime or when he'd show up really anywhere. He was on the box art of Pokemon Red, so he's been a mascot of the brand forever. And on top of that, too, he is a Pokemon that people connect with so much that the trading cards for him are always triple the value of what they should be.
Yeah.
You look at Charizard in the games, he is a flying fire type. He's got problems. He's super affected by a lot of stuff. He's not the best Pokemon ever. People connected so much, though, with the design that they ignore that.
Because he's a dragon. It's awesome.
But he's not. That's what's interesting. He's not even a dragon type, but he looks like he is. And then the later Mega version, fixes that.
At this point, wasn't a dragon type not invented yet, though?
Dragon types existed, but there were only a few of them.
Yeah, there was only a few.
It was supposed to be like a special thing.
It was very special. Like Lance had them, and he still had a Charizard.
I really like that Charizard is like a fire dragon sort of thing. Even if he's not a dragon type, I still associate him with the look of a traditional dragon, and I find that really fun and fairy tale-y.
Can I also say he was iconic enough to get an amiibo as well?
Yes, of course.
So people love Charizard. Now, I could go on about him forever, but I feel like I'd take over the whole video.
Well, I think one of my favorite aspects about Charizard, besides what you just said, I love the tail. And I love this about Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. I love how if the tail is, like the fire on the tail is huge, then that means they're like really healthy and doing good. But as it like shrinks, it means they're like about to die.
Yeah,
it was like really sad in the show, but I've always thought that was like a really interesting feature too.
So could you
with all of them?
Could you take your fingers and pinch out the flame and just?
I think you'd burn your hand off.
Yeah.
But a Charizard's flame can go out.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to burn constantly, though. I don't know if there's any kind of science to it in terms of how it would happen. I think you just are supposed to accept it. But it's
Pokemon science.
It's a really iconic part of its design that you have this fire, basically lizard type looking dragon character, and then he always has a fire on the end of his tail.
I love him. I think he's so cool and amazing. I really like that he looks like the traditional dragon that you would see in storybooks.
Yes. He looks very much like that.
That's something that I really like about his design, is it makes me feel like, I don't know, a little fairy tale girl with her dragon following her around.
Well, he also has the talons. He has claws that actually, double as hands. He's able to do a lot of different things. I mean, his design is so well done. There's a lot of versatility to his bipedal design, I think.
Yeah, I guess one of the reasons why I love all of the Pokemon on this list in general is I feel like they're all extremely iconic, but also very detailed. And they have such nuances about them that makes it be like, yeah, like I remember that Pokemon, that's really awesome, you know. And I guess I really like those small details that they put on some of these Pokemon, and that's why I kind of chose all of these ones, because I thought, you know, I think they're all really cute, I think they're all super iconic, and I really love their designs.
Well, and your list too was actually, you know, not to like, oh, I know I'm your husband, so not to be like, your video is the best, but I will say that one thing I like about this list is it's not the typical top 5.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Charizard's always up there.
Charizard's always up there, but I think starting with a typical top 5, you'd have like Charizard, Pikachu, and, you know, a few other ones. There's actually some underdogs in here that I think a lot of people wouldn't think of in a starting top 5 for best designs. So I actually like that there's uniqueness to this list, just like there is to the Pokemon, which means that people should come back for the next list.
Yeah, I'm really excited to do 5 more, and I'm really excited to do a lot more top 5s on Pokemon on my channel, and just top 5s in general about other things that I like.
Because we've been really busy. You know, Jill, you work at a restaurant, and then we work together on my channel, the Let's Play channel,
and
the
I
horror
do my
channel.
enchantedglamour.com. Everybody, enchantedglamour.com.
Yes, exactly, where you sell very fine, high-quality resin items and handcrafted jewelry.
Long story short, we're very busy, but I want to be able to post on this channel as much as I can because it matters a lot to me.
And also, we do want to do Pokemon more often.
So if you want to support my channel, please like and subscribe and check out enchantedglamour.com. It really means a lot to me, even if you just check out the website and see all of the awesome stuff that I make and sell, because I put my heart and soul into a lot of these things, and I hope you guys really liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!